then let me get set up here. So, okay. You're at 000?
I am, sir.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Okay. That's cute.
Well, shit.
They really didn't give you a whole lot there, did they? Wow.
Just enough to get you excited.
Just enough. Just enough. Good evening, campers, dreamers, and babysitters. And yes, you just witnessed our rather underwhelming reaction to the Terrifier 3 teaser trailer. I know we have been building this up, I think, between us and the boys on Beyond the Splatter Grave, unless your name is Alex, for many, many months. You know, we saw the teaser after Terrifier 2 re-released, and that was pretty cool. That's when we got to confirm that it was a Christmas film. Now we've actually seen some more footage. And, you know, everybody kind of pointed out online that it was very specifically saying teaser, so should have known that it wasn't going to be too long. And it's not like I didn't like anything that I saw. It's just one of those things where it's like, we're so close to the release date. You know what I mean? Like, we're only 2 months away at this point. And, well, I guess closer to 3. But, you know, we're right there. And it feels like we really need to start ramping up this marketing. So it's a little bit of a ballsy play to not show so much, or at least give us some inklings of what the story might be.
You know, I'm not so sure, actually. With this one, when you look at the Terrify audience, it's already built in. You know, I know we're probably going to be grasping at a bigger audience than when we had seen for Terrifier 2, but, you know, Art the Clown is catching fire, it seems like, on TikTok and a lot of memes here. So I think that ultra violence that Art does bring to, you know, the Terrifier franchise is what a lot of people are looking for. So, you know, I would love, you know, a stronger narrative in terms of a trailer, but I don't know if we're going to get that, especially as we are moving toward that release date. Just looking at this, I mean, we know what to expect from the Terrifier franchise, and even going into Terrifier 2, I can't even remember if I watched a trailer in preparation for that. I know we hadn't seen the original Terrifier until really close to the release date of Terrifier 2, but, you know, that wasn't something that I had to live or die by to go see Terrifier 2, and I certainly don't need that for Terrifier 3 because, you know, Terrifier 2 caught my attention. So I don't know if we might get maybe an extended, maybe minute and a half, something like that. But I don't think we're going to get anything too deep into the narrative here. Maybe it will just be these kind of crazy clips that we get, like we just saw with this one, where it's just that gore, the tone of the Christmas season, all that type of stuff. Because, yeah, this, from a narrative perspective, didn't really give us too much. But, you know, hey, we got a glimpse of what Terrifier 3 is going to look like. And, hey, it already had my attention, but I'm just that much more excited.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to dive into this thing a little bit, the thing right off the bat that you and I discussed briefly after we shot that reaction was the color palette and just the presentation. You know, I think that it's been very, very, Damien Leone himself has been very vocal that he wants to kind of pull back a little bit closer to the presentation of that first Terrifier, where it looked a little bit more grindhousey. And, you know, I think a lot of people were on board with that, like diehard Terrifier fans. But people like us who just hopped on with 2, you know, it's fine, I guess. But it was something where it's like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? And now that I've seen it, I don't necessarily think he's going grindhouse as much as he's really leaning into that low budget early 80s aesthetic when it comes to just how it's shot, how the presentation looks. I'm getting a lot of Black Christmas vibes just from the especially that opening scene with Sienna walking in. Like, I really love the way that they're shooting this.
Yeah, it does look way grittier, I think, than what we're used to with Terrifier 2. I mean, Terrifier 2 wasn't pristine, so to speak, but they just released the VHS for Terrifier 2. And it's got that particular flavor, that aesthetic to it, and I think we're kind of getting a little bit of that with Terrifier 3 here. So I think he's trying to bring that grittiness back to it. Just that with that ultra violence, I think it fits so well here. When you're dealing with the Christmas season, I think it works so well when you're juxtaposing. You're getting all this gore. I mean, the violence that we did get here. We're only seeing those short glimpses. Everyone's talked about that shower scene. We're seeing some of that here. It looks pretty rough, and of course, you can't beat art doing a blood angel, I suppose. So
Yeah.
that it's got that shining vibes to it. It feels so. That grittiness really does work here. Now, is that just for the trailer? Is it for the extent of the actual film? I have no clue. But if we do see this throughout the actual film itself, hey, I'm on board with it.
Absolutely. And, kind of jumping around because it's a minute, so we can kind of go back and forth here, but we'll talk about that scene that's very Shining-esque. I mean, just looking at it right now, like I'll have it up on screen here, is just the colors. I mean, like there's a very subtle yellowness to the whites
Yes.
and the blood, just like you said, Shining. It does very much look like the blood in The Shining. With that Art the Clown kind of tongue in cheekness to it, with having the foot right there and all that. Like I'm all over it. And just honestly, that shower attack itself, like I'm going frame by frame at this moment in time. And it's like, it's just the glass shattering in the way it is. Like it's just these big chunks of glass. It's not like it's like anything clean or kind of like, oh, we're just getting through it. And then obviously Art is hacking these people up. And yeah, you get a great shot of him with his Christmas tree glasses. I think like every iteration of Art the Clown from here on out is going to have some kind of like glasses staple, which those of you who are Terrifier fans, someone leaked that Spirit Halloween, if you have one of those in your area, is going to have the glasses from Terrifier 2, the sunflower ones. So I will definitely be picking those up because I would love to just be all Terrifiered out when I go see this movie. But yeah, I mean, as far as tone goes, is just giving us again another little taste of what to expect from the Terrifier films here. I'm so excited for this. One thing that stood out to me when we were going through this was Victoria when she's coming out of what looks to be like, what is that, a bathtub?
I think so.
Yeah, and my lord, she looks like a freaking deadite at that point. Like she is so rotten and so dirty and gross. Like she looks demonic. The poor girl had her face chewed off, but I mean, she just absolutely looks demonic. And I think it's cool that not only does it seem like they're bringing her back as like that cameo that they did in 2, but she might actually be a key player here. She might actually get in on the fun, so to say. And then we have the little girl who we didn't see in the trailer, obviously, but I assume that she'll be back as well because we still got to figure out what that's all about. So I am very, very pleased with this. I know the reaction was a little, I guess, underwhelming for maybe some of you, but you gotta know, like, this has been built up for weeks. People have been dying to see this, and then all day I'm sitting at work just like, oh, do I watch it? Do I not? I'm trying to stay off everything, and then finally it was like, no, I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna let this build up. So I've been hyped up, and yeah, for 1 minute, I love what I see, but I'm definitely eager. I just want the movie to be here. You know what I mean? I want to be able to sit down and watch this thing already.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where the narrative's going to take us. Like you said, with Victoria being a possibly a key player here. I know we're part of the Art the Clown Appreciation Society over there on Facebook, which shout out to them. They always have such great information. I know they had a
Absolutely.
discussion. I think it was a few days ago that the pale girl didn't show up on the IMDb listing.
Oof.
So
Well,
people,
she might be hidden.
yeah,
The
that's
IMDb
what
never doesn't upload until the update until the film's out. So
Yeah, and that's
could
what
be
the
there.
discussion was, if she's going to be in, not going to be in it, because I feel like we're going to get an expansion on that narrative, and not just a one-off in Terrifier 2. But I'm curious to see what the dynamic is going to be here between Art and Victoria. If this is going to be a sort of tag team in a sense here, what's going to be actually going down. I got to say, yeah, we didn't get much in terms of expanding upon the narrative, anything that we really didn't necessarily know, but from the gore effects here, from that grittiness that they're bringing us here. This thing looks like a lot of fun. It makes me more curious to see what we're going to get as we're sitting in the theater. I don't know what the runtime on this thing's going to be, but hey, when we sat there for 2.5 hours, you didn't have to twist my arm. So whatever ride that Damien Leone wants to take us on here, I'm absolutely on board for it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. While we didn't get a lot, just those quick cuts here, those are certainly effective here. So hey, I'm excited. This got me even more excited. So I cannot wait till October 11th.
Absolutely. And, you know, you can't twist Luke's arm too hard because it is Christmas horror at the end of the day. He does love it. But yeah, I'm excited for this too. I mean, no matter what they showed, they could have showed literally one single scene for a minute. I would have been just as excited and happy for this because I'm anticipating it just like many of you are. I think that Terrifier 2 showed up with its A game, and I just kind of hope that it can keep that going. I own the film. I think I made the joke on the last Beyond the Splatter Graves. I own, I think, every American release of that film now because like I have both the 4Ks, all the steelbooks, and the standard, and now the VHS. So it's like I gotta say, if you don't have the Bloody Disgusting VHS, that's the way to go. I rewatched it recently when I got that. Oh man, it's so good. It's definitely a vibe. Get yourself a box TV and a VHS player, and you will enjoy the hell out of that movie. It's like a different experience. But yeah, no, I'm happy with this. I am about it. So that's going to wrap us up here for our Terrifier 3 trailer discussion. I assume that there will be more Terrifier news dropping in the coming months. I can't imagine that there would be maybe one more trailer if they want to do it. I mean, that's 2 teasers, and I'm kind of set, even though I am saying that I wanted a little bit more. I think this was probably the best call. You know, I'm hard to please. What can I say? But yeah, other than that, guys, got a lot of great stuff up on the channel. We are in the midst of Fantasia, so there'll be quite a few reviews. We got some really cool stuff set up today, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, it's going to wrap us up here. So until next time, I'm Dylan Newell.
And I'm Luke Janesco.
And remember, stay scared.
Do the horse shit, gonna do it live. Cause Splattercast kick it every day they live. Splattercast, gonna smash your ass. Splattercast, gonna smash your ass. Splattercast, gonna smash your ass. Splattercast, gonna smash your ass.